Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing my new updated wellness and self-care planner. I'm so excited for this because I've given it a little bit of a makeover. Some of you might remember the original video that I did on this about 2 years ago. It was in the beginning of 2019, and the response and the feedback from that video was so nice. So many of you guys downloaded the planner and are still using the planner till this day. And since it is now a new year, I thought it could be really fun to refresh it a little bit and add a few more sections, and also just share a few of my own personal wellness and self-care goals that I have for this month, and just talk you through some of the updates and how I'm personally using it. And this planner is free for you guys to download. I will have a link in the description box down below for where you can get this planner, and I highly recommend using it. It's something that I originally just created for myself, and I made lots of different versions and layouts until I found something that really work, and it really helps me to keep track of the different things that I'm working on that are self-care and wellness related. The goal is for these things to just become habits, but having a table like this where you can keep track of what you're doing, it's almost like having training wheels on your bike when you're a kid. It really helps to guide you and keep you focused on the things that you want to be doing, and then eventually these things will just become habits for you. So maybe eventually you won't need to use a table, but I still like to use it, especially for newer things that I'm trying to work on and incorporate into my routines, into my day. But yeah, we're gonna go through all of it, and I hope that you guys are as excited as me. So this is my new planner. So there's the front page, and you flip that over, and this first page is kind of like the overview of the month. And this space actually used to be really small in my old planner, but this time I made it a full page so that you really have enough space to write, and actually worked with a really amazing graphic designer to give this planner a bit of a refresh. We changed up the colors, the layout a little bit. We added some beautiful quotes. The one that I did was super basic. It definitely served its purpose, but I just love the colors and the layout of this, the different fonts. It just feels really inspiring, and it just gets me more excited to write in it, to use it, and it's something that you of course see every day. So I think it's really nice that it just looks so much more beautiful now. And her name is Niobe, and her company is called Kynd. She is the sweetest, and she's so talented. I'm so beyond happy with how this turned out. So I will have her information below in the description box if you guys want to check her out. So going back to this page, so there is a little space here for you to write the month, and then we wrote underneath that, consistency is what takes something you do one day and turns it into a lifestyle. And I can 100% agree with that. So I wanted to put that little reminder in there. And then underneath we have wellness goals for the month, and here I have 5 blank lines for you to write down any goals that you want to be focusing on, and it can really be any self-care or wellness related things. So for example, for me, this is my personal one for January. I have read 30 minutes before bed. Reading before bed is something that I actually love to do, but sometimes, or a lot of times, I end up sitting with Mo on the couch just a little bit too long, and then by the time I get into bed, I'm already so exhausted that I don't pick up my book. But it is something that I want to get better at because I do really love to read, and I love the inspiration and the way that it makes me feel before I go to bed. And I also kind of think about what I've read as I'm drifting away into sleep, and I always like to read things that are positive and uplifting and that give me good ideas for my life. So I really like that feeling of going to bed that way and having that be the last thing that I'm thinking about. So I want to get better at that. I also have Pilates 5 to 6 times per week, and this is something that I have been very consistent with, but I want to continue this, so that is why I made a little note of it. Another goal I have is to have a relaxing Epsom salt bath on Sundays. I love taking baths, and especially with Epsom magnesium salts, I feel like they're really good for your muscles. I feel like it's really cleansing, both on a physical level but on a spiritual level too. I feel just so good after I've soaked in a bath for a little bit. But it's one of those things, even though I know that it makes me feel really good and I love it, I sometimes do have to push myself a little bit to actually do it, because we had so much going on towards the end of last year, so I wasn't really doing that. But I have it now for Sundays, so that's something that I want to do. Another thing I have on here is microneedling once per week. The place I do my facials has actually been closed since November, and we are now almost middle of January. So I haven't been able to do my microneedling facials, which I love. Cannot wait to get back to her. But in the meantime, I do also have a little personal one. It's just like a roller. And then I also have aim for green juice 5 times per week. So those are some of my personal goals, but something else that we did this time is add a sample page. So this will be available to you guys as well. And here I just have some examples of other goals that you might want to focus on, you know, different examples, ideas, and inspiration. And just below that, I have a section for notes. And this is to write down any reminders that you might have, quotes that you like. It can be an intention for the month, how you want to feel, or it can be a space for some more goals that you want to write down. For me this month, I wrote, I choose self-care and health to feel amazing. I like this little reminder because, you know, sometimes it's easy to get lazy or fall off track, but I think it's important to remind yourself that you're doing these things to feel really good. It sometimes takes a little work to actually get there, you know, to maybe get to your mat, to do the Pilates, or go to the store to get the fresh groceries, or take that time to make yourself a nice hot bath. But once you get there and you've done your workout, or you're in the bath, or you're having that delicious meal, you feel so good. And then when you feel that way, you're able to continue that and do more good things for yourself and for your family or your work. And I think it's so important to fill up your own cup and make sure that you're taken care of so that you can actually feel good and enjoy your life, but also contribute better to everything else that you want to be doing. And then I also wrote, my intention this month is to fully embody my truest, highest, and best self. I think that's always a really nice thing to remind ourselves of as well. And then just below that, there's a section called daily habits. And these are a few suggestions and kind of like little reminders of things that you can focus on during the day. So I have here, have a morning and night routine, practice gratitude, speak kindly to yourself, stay hydrated, nurture your mind, move your body, fuel and nourish yourself, make time for self-care, and a very important one, remember it's okay if you cannot do it all, because at the end of the day, this is not something that is supposed to stress you out. I'm definitely flexible with all of these things, but I do think it's nice to have a kind of like direction of where you want to go, an aim, and then you can do the best that you can for that day. So turning the page here, we have the tables for the week. So on the top, it's written week commencing, and there you write in the first day of the week, like the date. And right under that, there is an affirmation, and there's a different one on the second week as well. So the first one is, I understand that every morning I get to choose. Today I choose to show up as the best, most truest, and authentic version of myself. I choose to focus on the good. I choose to find the beauty in everyday moments. I choose to show myself love and kindness, and I choose to feel amazing. So that's something that you can kind of repeat to yourself, or just kind of skim over or think about in the morning. And then getting into the tables. So we have all of the days of the week on the top, and then on the left side, we have hours of sleep, meditation, reflection, movement, greens, skincare, hair care, and reading. And then there are also 2 additional sections that I wanted to have for you guys to personalize this planner, and you can put anything that you want to be focusing on. For me this month, I have bath as one of them, because you guys know I want to be taking my Sunday baths in my Epsom salts and magnesium and my essential oils. So I have bath written there, and that's just something that I want to do on Sundays. And then I also have social. I think this is a really important one now when we are in lockdown. It can be very easy to, we do have to isolate ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we need to lose connection with other people. So this is just a section for me to remind myself to FaceTime somebody that I love, or do a nice gesture for somebody, or just call somebody to make sure that I'm checking up on my friends and family and that we can support each other. It is a new year, and I think we're all very excited about that, but still the situation is not easy. So I do think it's really important that we're we're still there for each other, that we're supporting each other and lifting each other up. So I have a reminder for myself to do that, you know, something small every day. Another category for this might be spiritual, or something like not checking your phone first thing in the morning. You know, whatever little habits or things that you want to be working on, this is a customizable section for that. But going back to the sections above, so the first one is hours of sleep. Ideally, I want to be waking up at 6:30 and like waking up feeling refreshed, not just feeling completely drowsy. So I like being able to note down what time I went to bed, what time I'm waking up. And I've learned from recording this that I need a good like 8 hours of sleep. That is when I function at my best. Next under there, we have meditation. And this is something that I love. I don't do it every single morning, but I do like to have that reminder for myself, and I do try to aim for like 4 times per week. Next, we have reflection, and this is my journaling time. So when I sit down, I'll either print out things and add them to my journal, or I will write a gratitude list, or I'll write an entry. You guys probably know how much I love journaling. I think it's such a therapeutic activity to do and really great for self-discovery as well. And it's really a place where you should be completely honest with yourself, because you are going to be helping yourself in the long run. And I think for a lot of us, we don't always have that space in our day. Like if we're constantly busy doing things, you know, we could have the best intentions, of course, but it's so important for us to not forget about time with ourselves, coming back to ourselves, hearing what our higher self is saying, being guided by our soul and not by society's expectations or our ego or lots of opinions. Everything that we need is right in here. I know that it's very cheesy, but it's true. So that is something that I do like to focus on. Again, you don't have to do it every single day. I don't aim to do it every single day, but a few times per week. And then we have movement. So before, in my old planner, I actually used to write down the different workouts that I would do, and I actually thought it was really interesting to look back at the end of the week and see, like, I did body pump on this day, I took a dance class this day, or I did some yoga, or I went on a run or something like that. But now that we are in lockdown, gyms are closed, and I've just been doing Pilates at home. I do Melissa Wood Health, would highly recommend. And if you want something for free, then Boho Beautiful is really great as well. But now I just write a tick, because I'm not doing like lots of different things. I'm just doing Pilates and yoga. But as you can see from the sample page that I have over here, I did write down like the specific things. So I have, for example, like a 20-minute Pilates class, on Tuesday, walk outside, Wednesday, 30-minute yoga flow, etc. So you can also write in these spaces as well. Next, moving on to greens. So this is for me where I'm using to see like when I'm having my green juices, but it could also be just having greens in your meals. If you're just getting started on a healthy lifestyle, you might just want to aim for 1 meal a day that has vegetables or greens in it, and then you can tick that off at the end of the day, know that you've included that into your diet. And greens are, of course, so important for you. I'm sure you guys know that. For your skin, for lowering inflammation, for the minerals, the vitamins, the antioxidants, fiber as well. So I just have a little reminder there. Next, on to skincare. I love doing different skincare treatments. Sometimes I get confused and I think like, when did I do what? Like, for example, when I do our mask, I won't use retinol that night or the night after. I'll wait. Because our mask is so amazing and so effective, you don't need to use any other treatments like that. So I like to wait a couple of days. I also love microneedling, and you guys see that that is a goal of mine, to do it once a week. And then I've been really into gua sha again, which is a facial massage with this like quartz crystal. So that is something that I also have in here. Again, you can see a little sample here of some other things that you might want to do. But again, skincare might just be doing your morning and evening skincare routine without these treatments. Hair care is, for me, I initially added this into my original planner because I wanted to wash my hair less and go longer between hair washes. So I originally had hair care for seeing when I was washing my hair so that I could like visually see it, and now I actually use it for more of a treatment different bases. So actually I have two kind of like different hair washing routines that I do during the week. One of them is to use a purple shampoo and a purple conditioner. It's not very hydrating, but it's more about the pigment, because you guys know that I recently highlighted my hair, and if I don't do treatments like that, it can lean on the more orange and warm side. So to keep it looking nice and ashy and more neutral, I love the purple products. And then my second wash of the week is using more deep conditioning treatments that are really going to restore my hair, the shine, the strength, the vitality, etc. And then reading as well, which I love. I love that I have this in here so that I'm reminding myself and staying on top of that. And then of course you have the two optional spaces to write anything that you want. Something that I also really love about this planner is that I feel like it really builds your confidence, because you're seeing that you're actually doing the things that you want to be doing. You're keeping the promises that you are making to yourself. And something like this can really just help to support you in the life that you want to be creating for yourself, working on these kinds of goals and showing up as the most amazing and best version of yourself. It doesn't just happen, you know. We have to put effort and time and commitment and dedication into these things. And even for me, like, I love this stuff so much, but I even have to push myself on some days to get to my workout, to make myself just that little bit healthier of a meal, to pick up the book or go to sleep earlier. I never want you guys to think that I'm just like, woo, it just happens, you know. Some days it does, but those days when life gets really crazy and lots of unexpected things happen, or you know, your significant other is just really annoying you, or you just got some bad news, or you're just not feeling like your best, you know, these are the moments where it's so important to be there for ourselves, to be kind, to be gentle, but also to know what the good thing to do is, so that we're not sitting and wallowing, is that a word, or sulking in our own misery or in our own negativity. It's so important to pick ourselves up. We can have those moments where we feel bad or down for ourselves and we cry and we let it out, we journal about it, but then it's so important to pick ourselves up and keep going and remind ourselves of where we want to go, our goals, our intentions, and really just the life that we want to live and who we want to be and what we want to create for ourselves. It's really just about showing up for yourself and really putting in the work and ultimately living a life that you love. And I think that is the most important thing at the end of the day. You know, with all of this said, it's about living a life that makes you happy, that you feel fulfilled in. I really hope that you guys are going to find this planner helpful. Again, I will have a link for it down below. I will also include the filled out one, like the sample, so you guys can print this out and use it as a reference if you need any guidance with any of this stuff. And make sure to check out the original video that I did on this as well. There are some other information and tips and ideas in that video as well, so I will have that linked below. I hope that you're all having a beautiful day. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.